When you find yourself embroiled in a fight or part of a heated debate, it can be tempting to try to win the argument. It's only human to want to be right, which is likely why we get into fights in the first place. But the single best thing to keep in mind when arguing isn't winning, but listening, understanding, and then diffusing the fight. This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about how you can verbally conquer other men. So without further ado, let's get started. Be assertive. Socially powerful individuals expect to be heard, and they expect that their rights to speak will be upheld, while they also make sure that they understand what you're saying if they want to. They're also not easy to hush, and they won't buckle down if you pressure them. Make sure they got your point. Dominant individuals will make sure their subordinates understand. They will ask, "Did you get it?" or "Everything clear?" Repeat the message until they comply. Imagine you're delivering a speech and the crowd gets too noisy. If you stop what you were saying, you lose power. Why? Because you communicate that their disapproval matters, and that what they want to communicate is more important than what you want to communicate. And at that point, your power as the speaker and leader is called into question. When you're the leader and you must communicate something, you must see it through. Before we move on to the next one, make sure to like the video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. If you don't, you won't verbally conquer other men, and your pet won't even listen to you. Moving on, be aggressive when needed. Speak over others. Dominant and aggressive individuals will trample your speech if you let them. Cut people off. Similar to speaking over others, but it's without ever intending to give the word back. If the submissive party simply accepts it, they confirm that you're the undisputed authority. It's like giving the right of way, but instead, they give you the right to lead and dominate. Push others on the defensive. This is one of the critical dimensions for learning and understanding the basics of frame control. Whenever there is a conversation, look at who's attacking and who's defending. The person attacking is the dominant one, and the one defending is the submissive one. Ignore what others say. Ignoring is a way of showing dominance through slight disrespect. Sometimes, when low-status individuals make a mistake or get into a topic that the leader doesn't like, instead of openly stating his disapproval, the higher power individual ignores it. Knowing when to ignore people and remarks is a skill you must develop. It's powerful and high quality, while at the same time avoiding escalations and unneeded time wasting. Make him squeak with social pressure. Social pressure is not necessarily rude or intimidatory. However, it does leverage a certain fear or at least some discomfort from the other man. Never submit. Answer from your frame. Remember that answering questions puts you in the submissive position. Well, here are some options with which dominant men avoid the lower power position. Say something and then ask a question back. Change the frame of the question, then answer your own question. Only address one aspect of the question, and then talk about what inspires you. Deny any judge power over you. Social power requires you to see social dynamics and prevent people from pushing you on the defensive with a judge role. Getting angry or upset here subcommunicates that you're being affected by the frame and that you don't fully believe in your value as a human being. Instead, you want to avoid the quicksands of defense and emotional overreaction, and either question the frame itself or question them. Use fewer words. Socially powerful men tend to have a higher ROI for each word spoken, because when they speak, they tend to say something important that people will listen to. Fearful people speak quickly, as if they cannot stand being at the center of attention. Speaking quickly also signals they are afraid someone will steal their speaking time. Some powerful people might speak faster, for sure. However, it's only powerful people who have the confidence to speak slowly and use lots of pauses. So taking your time to speak is a signal of power. Wield social pressure with silences. One of the biggest displays of dominance is by removing words to apply social pressure. Validate feelings. In the heat of the moment, it can be difficult to listen, much less say something nice. But if you'd like to diffuse the situation, you need to validate the other person's feelings. When someone feels a certain way, most of the time they just want to be heard. Saying things like, "I understand why you'd feel that way," or "anyone would feel like that in the same situation," validates the other person's emotions and completely disarms them. And just like that, the argument will be over. let go of the need to have the last word. Before you get into a big conflict, remember that you aren't always going to get to have the last word, even if you're right. Be content with arguing your case well and effectively, even if it doesn't change the other person's mind. This will mean that the argument doesn't go on, and each side refuses to let the other have the last word. Build positive intention. To dominate other men, you need to convince him that you have their best interest throughout the argument. If you feel that the argument will serve some purpose in your relationship with the other person, they will sense that, and you'll have a better chance of getting your point across. Keep your emotions under control. From the Halperin Review, it's clear that emotions play an important role in conflict by altering how you appraise the situation. In addition, Halperin also pointed out that being able to regulate your emotions is equally important. If you lose your temper, you'll only antagonize your opponent, which will further heighten his wrath, and the process can only escalate upwards. Don't worry that you'll seem weak by becoming calm in the midst of an argument. You'll gain points by showing that you can exercise self-control. Who knows, the argument may even end right then and there once both of you take a more reasoned perspective. If you can't be open-minded, at least seem that way. Becoming defensive is one of the worst ways to win an argument. Don't let your opponent sense that you're digging to your position without being willing to consider alternatives. If you appear to be giving the other side's position a thoughtful review, then the solution you propose will seem to be far more sensible. Furthermore, your opponent may come to your side without your having to do anything other than listen. By letting your opponent speak, you may allow the situation to naturally resolve itself. Know your facts. How many times have you made a claim about some piece of trivia only to realize as soon as you've made that claim that you're completely wrong? Inevitably, someone challenges you, but because you don't want to lose, you continue to stick to your guns. This is not an ideal way to win verbally. Stop and think before you make such bloopers yourself, and you'll be less likely to lose, whether the matter is trivia or a truly important career or relationship challenge. And lastly, use dominant expressions. Here are more expressions of social power to conquer other men verbally. This will be more effective if you use the right tone and the perfect timing. 1. Listen to me. 2. I didn't understand anything. Tell me again. 3. What did you just say? 4. That's right. 5. No, it's not like that at all. 6. Wrong. 7. And you think there's nothing wrong with that? 8. All right, as if to say, did you get it? Or done, now we move on. 9. No, answer my question. 10. Sorry, I didn't want to hear about it. 11. Tell me something more interesting. 12. Silence, quiet. So, there you have it. What are your thoughts about it? How do you think these will help you verbally dominate other men? Let's know in the comments section down below. We hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.